blamed bad forest management. A Biden campaign official says President Trump had all the information about coronavirus but didn't tell the truth anyway. Mark Mayfield reports.
On Fox News Sunday, senior policy advisor Jake Sullivan was pressed on why Biden was holding rallies into March even as the coronavirus was spreading across the country. Sullivan claimed that Biden didn't have access to the kind of information that was available to Trump at the time.
The chairman and CEO of Pfizer says he'll probably know next month if the company's coronavirus vaccine is effective. On CBS's Face the Nation, Albert Bourla said the government will likely work with Pfizer on distributing the vaccine if it's approved. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
All right, it's Coffee Ann here on ON Radio on this Monday morning, September 14th. And I'm Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us this morning. Romeo Berthium is here. Good morning to you, Romeo.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here. And
thank you.
Former mayor of the city of Woonsocket, Charlie Baldelli, is here. Hi, Charlie.
Good morning, Joe. How's Joe this morning?
We're doing great this morning.
You're looking great, Joe.
Well, the Patriots won, so hey.
We're
We're 1-0.
I figured you'd be in a good
happy
mood
with
this
that.
morning.
Yeah, I'm surrounded by genius over here.
Well,
He
of course
is the
you are.
sports guru.
He is.
You are the historical guru. Now, what does that leave me?
Political guru.
Oh,
Ah,
the
there you go.
All right, I'll
All
accept
right.
that. All right.
Okay.
How about that?
This segment of the Coffee Ann
I have a
program is
title.
sponsored by Windermere Woods.
Windermere Woods, located at 1044 Menden Road in Woonsocket. Windermere Woods, 401-762-4226, and also on the web at windermerewoods.com. Live at Windermere Woods in a nice atmosphere that provides caring, security, and comfort. Once you move in, you'll want to stay at Windermere Woods for many years and be happy. It's a comfortable place to live and meet new people, enjoy regular meals, and get peace of mind. Windermere Woods is a small community with a nice, friendly atmosphere, and Windermere Woods is affordable. Windermere Woods offers such programs as housekeeping services, transportation to doctor's appointments, and to shopping. Windermere Woods is a very secure facility, 24/7 staffing. Someone's there day and night. They provide social entertainment activities and invite you to come by and visit. Windermere Woods, 1044 Menden Road, Woonsocket, 401-762-4226. Windermere Woods.
It is Coffee Ann. Here we go. If you have a comment or question, 766-1240. You can also email it in to coffee@woonsocketradio.com. Okay, we'll start out Monday morning quarterbacking. Very nice of the New England Patriots on a win yesterday.
Absolutely.
Cam Newton looked
great.
very well.
2
I
touchdowns.
want
Yes.
your assessment, Joe, because you
okay.
are the guru of sports. You looked at the game. Give us your assessment.
Yeah.
Well, what I was impressed with a few things. One was it's just the way Newton can do it, and you don't see too many other quarterbacks do it as well as him. He is able to sort of hand off the ball, but he's still hanging on to it, and then he runs with the running back for 2 or 3 seconds before he decides whether or not he's actually going to take it back or let that guy run.
You're right.
I said that's outstanding.
Yep.
And now the defense is they're like, well, who's got the ball? And which way are they going to go? I said, this is really going to confuse some defenses. I'm like, wow, we have to worry. We got to put one guy on Newton because in case he runs. And his first touchdown, he was wide open. I said, that was ridiculously wide open that he ran it in. I said, that's great.
It's a great start for him.
Yep.
And not to pour oil into any fires or anything, but how did Brady do yesterday?
Well, he lost.
Joe?
He
lost.
lost.
Oh, no kidding. Come on.
He threw a couple of touchdowns. He ran for one, but he also threw 2 interceptions. And one was, well, I don't know whose fault it was. His wide receiver stopped running, and he threw it to the space where he thought he was going, and there was no Buccaneer there. There was just a bunch of Saints.
There you go.
So he had his issues yesterday. the so-called people in the know said, "Don't worry, he's just getting used to his receivers, and it's going to take some time." They didn't have any preseason games, so it might be a little while not to worry. Tom's going to be fine.
And if the Patriots would have lost, the pundits would have said, "Well,
he's not used to everybody."
that's what happens without Brady. They lose." See?
But you know what I can't. What's a guru? You're a sports guru. He went 86 days without anybody claiming him, and he was an MVP player.
You're talking about Newton?
86 days. Talking about Cam Newton.
But
He claimed him in 86 days.
But
was he injured last year? Or?
Yes,
Yeah,
he's been injured for quite a while.
Yeah, that's what
he was
mean.
an MVP 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Right.
How old is he? Jim?
To roughly 33.
So he is in his 30s.
Yeah, I think so. He may be a little younger than
Still
that.
10 years younger than Brady.
He is 10 years at least. So, or is he 29? He might be 29.
Oh, that's even better.
So it is better.
Yeah.
Something Belichick did yesterday that I said this had to have been planned. There's a running back for New England. He's 5'6".
Oh, little guy.
I think his last name is Jackson. Someone may correct me on that. He wasn't used at all in the first half.
Okay.
It's like they hit him, and he came out in the second half. Everyone's tired. He's not. He hasn't played yet, and he's running all over
He's
the
fast.
place.
He's
fast and he's small.
That's why.
And you got to reach down to tackle him. He's tough to grab.
Yeah, he can roll over.
So
Reach
watch
down
for
and
him.
he's gone.
Now,
Where did he go?
5'6". Wow.
I wouldn't be a New England fan without saying.
I can identify.
We both got.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be a New England fan without though. Right now we're going to bring up the negative.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the negative?
Place kicker.
Okay.
Oh, you
What
mean
about
Nick
him?
Folk?
Yes,
You're not
he
happy
had.
with Nick?
He missed.
Yeah.
He hit all his extra points, but they had him kick a 41-yard field goal.
Yeah.
Okay, it is pretty long, but you're also in the NFL,
Yeah.
so you should be
Able to do
decent enough. And as soon as he walked out, I'm like, I'm really nervous.
Yeah.
He wasn't that great last year.
Not much better this
let's
year.
Let's see what he does, and immediately, right off to the right. I said, it's not even close. But then I looked at, I watched the L.A. Rams and Dallas Cowboys last night.
I watched a lot of football
Yep,
yesterday.
and the first guy they had come out and kick a field goal, 29 yards. He missed it. I said, "Is there a problem at the college level right now? Are they not producing good place kickers anymore?"
I think we should blame it on the pandemic. That's what I was saying. What do you think, John? It's blamed for everything else. But seriously, who knows?
Well, it
could be a coincidence.
could. It's a concern.
Would you have gotten rid of Gostowski? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Gostowski.
You would have?
He had a bad
No,
year.
I was saying yes. That's how you say his name.
Yeah.
I guess that's
He
how
was
you say
he
it.
was having trouble, and so maybe he was having issues with the coaches. I don't know. Would I gotten rid of him? It all depends on who you can get. If we're getting rid of this guy, we're going to bring somebody else in. Is there someone that's close?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a real tough one. But he signed on with Tennessee, but I don't know how he did yesterday.
Well, you can only watch so many football games.
There's only so many you can watch.
How many games can you watch in this?
Oh, he could probably watch 4 or 5 of them.
He probably does.
I bet you.
I try.
From 1 o'clock till midnight.
You say
shows
goodbye.
on the television.
You say does your wife a football fan too, Joe?
She's a Patriots fan.
Let's see,
She wanted to know why we were watching the L.A. Rams and
You say, well, you and
the
your daughter-
Dallas Cowboys
Who
last
Who won
night.
that? Who won that game?
Last I knew, the Rams were winning.
Really?
Yeah.
So you say goodbye to your wife on Sunday afternoon and
At 1
say,
o'clock,
See you
okay.
tomorrow morning, honey. Yeah, it was only 1 o'clock.
I did say that the Patriots are on at 1.
Yeah.
It's 11.
That was an early game.
If we got something to do, we got to do it right now. Do we have to go anywhere? Do we have to see anybody?
Yeah.
Don't tell me at 12:30. Oh, we're heading out.
And
no,
don't-
we're not.
And don't answer the phone.
Well, Sunday's usually you and your daughter day.
Right.
Yeah, that's come to an end.
Is-
Well, she likes watching the Patriots. She watched the Patriots with me yesterday.
Is your
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
is your son a big football fan? as
Yes,
well?
he is. Yeah.
I wonder why.
So
Oh, yeah.
He was raised in that environment. There's a little to do with it.
One in
huh?
the family, you
I
think,
think so.
Romeo?
I absolutely.
It does.
I think it's genetic. Yeah.
So tough next week. They go to
Yeah.
Patriots go to Seattle. So that'll be a big tough game right off the bat.
Oh, it'll be a good test.
It will be a good test. No fans again in the stands. So that's
yeah, that
big.
was
That's a
kind of
big
that
help.
was really weird.
It was
did you
weird.
Did you find that?
But,
a little strange?
Crowd noise.
They pump
Yeah.
in
Like
the
the way they
crowd
play the
noise.
They
crowd
pump-
noise.
yeah.
Crowd noise is pretty clever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But still, it was,
I'm glad there's no, the fake fans, the fake cardboard
Yeah.
fans. All right, I'm done with that. That's not necessary anymore.
Yep.
But Joe, is there any tailgating at all?
No, they didn't allow
No
that in
tailgating?
Foxborough. People wanted to do that. They wanted to go. They wanted to barbecue. They wanted to drink.
Yeah.
They were going to either listen to the game or they were going to bring whatever TV they could to try to stream it.
Yeah.
And Foxborough officials had to step in and say no. Which probably bothered the Patriots because they would have gotten $50 or so a car just to park and listen to the game. And they said, "No, we can't keep everybody 6 feet apart, so we can't allow it." So, which is too bad. Not that I was planning on going, but I'm sure people were hey, we'll just make it like a regular game.
But at least they started the season on time, and it's going to be a regular season time-wise as far as number of games.
Oh, yeah. Same number
of
of
course,
games.
the timing is better for them than it was for the other sports, especially
I have to
baseball.
ask a sorry question.
Sure.
What's going on with the Red Sox?
They won yesterday, actually.
They won?
actually
Really?
won, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about just nobody. I never
Does anybody
think
care?
to flip over. Well, not now. I mean, this. Have they been mathematically eliminated? I think so. So it's just. If you care, if you want to see, they keep throwing out every single pitcher they possibly could find.
They lost 2 in a row to Baltimore over the weekend, right? I think
No, they played Tampa Bay over the weekend.
Yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
And they won yesterday.
But they lost 2 in a row against Tampa Bay, I meant.
I watched the game and they lost
they
9. It was going 9-0 going
Yeah.
into the 9th inning. So I said, I think I saw enough.
Yeah.
They were losing 9-0.
Yeah, there was a lopsided score, too, in one of those Tampa Bay games.
really? Yeah.
11-1, I think it was.
Could have been.
Yeah. Not
But when it's Sunday in football season, it's just
Who cares about baseball?
You put baseball to the side for a minute. We're concentrating on football. See how things are going.
especially this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a family thing. I've been watching Minnesota dueling with Chicago and Cleveland.
They've got the best. They got the best race in the baseball.
Yes, it
is in
is.
the
Got
American
3
League
teams
Central.
contending for the Central.
Yeah, it's fascinating.
Last time I looked, Minnesota was 1 game behind.
Well, you never know. World Series, maybe? Huh?
Yeah, probably. Hope so.
So
That'd
to bring up a little controversy, I did what I normally do. If they're singing the national anthem, I turn to another station.
And you did.
And I did. And then I hear about it because someone's going to talk about it or I'm going to read about it. I guess the Patriots came out and they all stood. The Dolphins made a team decision, and I think they're doing it all year. They're not going to be on the field during the playing of the national anthem. They're going to stay in the locker room.
Oh.
But what's more bothersome is that all NFL stadiums play the national anthem, and then they play the black national anthem.
They have one?
Yes, they do.
What is it?
What is it?
All voices will rise up, or something like that.
Okay.
And it's that's what they call it. It's the black national anthem.
What
I'm
happens then? Do they come out of the locker room at that
No,
point?
we all after the song is played.
Yeah.
Then they come
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
Someone's watching. Okay, the songs are over. Come on out. So, if they're playing the song, it's just I'm going away because the director, who's been told by somebody else, who's telling the cameraman, find someone who's kneeling. You know what? I've gotten to the point was I don't care what you do. Sports people, regular people, I don't care what you do during the national anthem. I need to worry about what I do during the national anthem. I plan on standing. I have a daughter that's underage. I got to teach her. She stands for it too.
Good for you.
And my son, he stands for it too.
Good.
He's an adult, but he can do what he wants now. But I cannot worry what other people are doing.
You have to live your own life.
I got to worry.
Take
I got
it
to worry
from an
about
old
me.
timer who's been around a long time.
I can't be looking around and
Right.
chastising other people for what they're doing.
Let Joe Callahan be Joe
forget it.
Callahan.
That's right,
That's
Charlie.
the guy, a rugged individual.
That's right.
That's him.
People call me a libertarian because I have that.
Libertarian.
Because I have that attitude.
Yeah, well,
Like, well, all right, if that's what you want to call me. All right.
you're generally conservative. I would say you're fairly conservative. Am I right, Joe?
I am.
Conservative people who are libertarian, like you are.
You're looking
really.
at one right now, Romeo. A conservative.
Sure.
That's me.
I know. I knew that.
But I still know people that have because of the anthem stuff and what the players do. We're swearing off sports.
Really?
Don't want to watch it. Don't care. Don't care that the Patriots won or lost. Because I texted them yesterday. They said, and they wrote back, "I'm swearing off all sports, so it really doesn't matter to me." Okay, if that's the way you want to handle it, fine. I still, because I can separate politics and sports. I just care about the game.
Right.
I don't care what Cam Newton or Tom Brady or Julian Edelman or LeBron James. I don't care what their politics are at all.
Yeah.
I don't know why they think they need to tell me what their politics are. Just shut up and play the game.
Would you say it's a good parallel would be a politician's private life should not interfere with his public life? Kind of. It's nobody's business what somebody does in his private life. All right, let's say when Bill Clinton had his problems,
but he took it into the White House, and now it becomes a public problem.
If only he would have rented a room in a nearby hotel, then it would have been okay.
Or did like Bob Kraft and went to a massage parlor.
Yeah. but so many people
allegedly.
Hey, is he going to beat that rap?
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes. But so many people were so upset about that, and a lot of people were saying, he's a good, decent president. Leave him alone. It's got nothing to do with what he does on his own. But other people would say, no, he was the president. He should set the example, and that was not a good example.
Well, people always say that. Yeah.
I don't know if there's a parallel there, but it's almost like you're separating the two. Politics.
All right, I got a follow-up question to that.
Sure.
About and we're going to do it after our break here on the Coffee and program. So this segment of the Coffee and program has been sponsored by Windermere Woods, and we're going to hear a new sponsor of Coffee and United Healthcare.
All right.
Windermere Woods, located at 1044 Menden Road in Woonsocket. Windermere Woods, 401-762-4226, and also on the web at windermerewoods.com. Live at Windermere Woods in a nice atmosphere that provides caring, security, and comfort. Once you move in, you'll want to stay at Windermere Woods for many years and be happy. It's a comfortable place to live and meet new people, enjoy regular meals, and get peace of mind. Windermere Woods is a small community with a nice, friendly atmosphere, and Windermere Woods is affordable. Windermere Woods offers such programs as housekeeping services, transportation to doctor's appointments, and to shopping. Windermere Woods is a very secure facility, 24/7 staffing. Someone's there day and night. They provide social entertainment activities and invite you to come by and visit. Windermere Woods, 1044 Menden Road, Woonsocket, 401-762-4226. Windermere Woods. Have you heard the news? If you have both Medicaid and Medicare, United Health Dual Complete can help you. And it's no wonder, considering all the extra benefits you could get. Dual Complete includes $3,000 in dental care with $0 copay. You could also get $800 to buy health products, hearing coverage, and credits for hearing devices, vision coverage, and credits for eyewear, no-cost gym membership, and Fitbit, and much, much more. See why Rhode Islanders with Medicaid and Medicare choose United Healthcare Dual Complete. To find a plan for you, visit our website at uhccommunityplan.com and search by your zip code or call 1-844-560-4944. Plans are insured through United Healthcare Insurance Company or one of its affiliated companies, a Medicare Advantage organization with a Medicare contract and a contract with state Medicaid program. Enrollment in the plan depends on the plan's contract renewal with Medicare. Benefits, features, and or devices vary with plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Kafin Oil of Woonsocket offers top quality oil. Every gallon is treated with Beckett UltraGuard designed to reduce sludge and protect tanks. Ask about Kafin Oil's service contracts covering most parts and labor, as well as budget contracts to spread your payments over a 10-month period. Kafin Oil services oil and gas boilers, water heaters, and all types of ventilation and air conditioning systems. They'll be there when you need them. Kafin Oil, 765-3881.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
ON Radio.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON AM and FM. This is Joe Callahan with Charlie Baldelli. Romeo, we're with you. Okay, Romeo, follow-up question. Talk about the president and their private lives and should they stay private.
Okay.
I'm asking you this. Charlie, you can chime in on this as well because it's slightly before my time and I didn't pay that much attention to it because I was 10. So when
10?
Yes,
How long ago was that?
About 20 years ago, Joe?
About 5 years ago. President Jimmy Carter had a character for a brother.
He did, Billy.
Did that affect negatively his presidency? His brother Billy Carter because of his antics and the beer
I
and
really
all
don't
that?
think so. I think most people laughed about that. They weren't really. I don't think it affected his presidency. I think what affected his presidency was, first of all, the fact that he ran against Ronald Reagan the following, for the second term. But it was the economy, and it was Iraq. Yeah, you got it. Those. Hostages. I think that's what did it. I mean, because they released the hostages the day that Reagan took office, the day that Carter left. And in fairness to Reagan, what he did is he sent Carter as an emissary to greet those guys. No, I don't think. Why do you ask the question, Joe?
We talk about should the president's private life be a concern to the public? Well, Billy becomes part of Jimmy's private life, and he wasn't. I don't know what he did other than drink, and the press, harped on him about what he does.
I think it was more humorous, more funny. Look at this guy; he's a good old boy. He might have been an embarrassment to his brother, but you can't. Am I my brother's keeper? Can you be responsible for what members of your family do? That's really
no.
I don't think you should be.
Occasionally,
but the media would like it. Sometimes,
they do because with Bill Clinton, occasionally Roger came up in the news, and I can't remember what it was for.
He was a character as well.
Yeah,
let's just leave it at that. I'm not sure specifically what he did, but he had his issues. He was the half brother of Bill Clinton, because Bill Clinton, as you know, was adopted by Roger Clinton Sr. when he was a little boy, because his father died before he was born. His mother was pregnant for him when the car accident killed his father.
I was active in the 1988 presidential primary.
You were?
I took care of Northern Rhode Island and for Ted Kennedy, and I spent 2 illustrious days with Eunice Shriver.
Really? Now, did you say 1988 or 1888? Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Went to the convention.
Yeah.
And it was really humorous. Carter's on stage, and he's looking for Ted Kennedy all over to endorse him.
Yeah.
He finally finds him. He grabs him by the hand. Come on and say something nice about me.
Oh yeah. I liked Jimmy Carter, and I still do. And I think he's the most popular former president.
You think so?
In our time.
We did a lot after he left.
With
Habitat for Humanity.
Habitat for Humanity. He's a good person. You got to admit. He may not have been a good president, but he was a good person.
That's exactly almost to the letter, Romeo, that my 9th grade history teacher said the exact same thing. He's a nice guy and a lousy president.
But we know how nice guys come in last sometimes. Right?
Sunny glass.
I will still remember, though.
He's a decent person, though.
When Carter and Reagan were debating.
Yeah.
Now it's 4 years later. Now I'm 14. I'm paying a little more attention.
Okay.
They asked some question that had to deal with foreign affairs and foreign relations and things like that. And Jimmy Carter, he started off his answer was, "Well, I was talking this over with my daughter just the other night." I went, "Oh no,
Amy,
she went who was 10 at the time." I'm like, "Oh, that's a lousy thing to say."
Wow.
And he went on with his answer. And Reagan picked up on it immediately. Well, I don't normally talk national politics with my 10-year-old grandchildren. And I was like, oh boy.
Well, Amy went to Brown, I think, right?
Yes,
she was asked to leave. She was asked to leave Brown.
Did she get parking tickets or something? If I remember right.
She got a lot more than
that. They put the boot on her. I don't know what the details are.
They didn't quite expel her. They say they just asked her to leave.
Okay, nice way of doing it.
And so she left.
Did she? So she never graduated from Brown?
She never graduated from Brown.
I didn't know that.
No, that's right.
Well, interesting, but Amy Carter.
Yeah. The Providence Teachers Union is holding a news conference today.
I'll bet you.
Are you going to be there, Romeo?
No, because I'm retired. B, I'm a Woonsocket teacher, not a Providence teacher. Member of as a retired member of their union.
Right. You're still on the cusp.
I'm on the cusp, yeah.
I like that word. I wanted to use it this morning.
On the cusp. You just did. All right.
They're going to announce a first in the nation. We're going to be first. First in the nation action regarding the health and safety of Providence school buildings and to detail results of its own school readiness assessments of school conditions. Because the governor's saying everything's fine, and now the teachers are going to say what they think is wrong, is okay with the school. And if they thought everything was okay with the school, they wouldn't be having a news conference.
I'm sure there's going to be an issue there about ventilation and things like that.
They're going to accuse, I don't know if accuse is the right word, but they're going to say that the state and district officials did an inadequate walkthrough of the school buildings. Yeah, everything's fine. That's what they're saying. And have refused to release the results publicly. Wow.
A lot of old school buildings in Providence, and aging buildings.
All right.
At the beginning of my career.
If you want to go, by the way,
yeah,
if you want to go to this, it's 11 this morning at the Allen Shawn Feinstein Broad Street Elementary School, Broad Street in Providence.
Allen Shawn Feinstein. Okay, it used to be called what? You don't know? I don't know.
Broad
either.
Street School?
Yeah, probably. No. At the beginning of my career, I subbed for a whole year in Providence because I was in graduate school. And even then, and I'm going back to 1968, 69, over 50 years ago. The buildings are old. No, seriously.
Wow.
So I don't know how many new buildings I think Central a classical rebuilt recently, maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, and that's recent.
I don't remember any schools in Providence being rebuilt.
Yeah, we still talk about Woonsocket High School as the new high school. That's how old that's and that opened in 1972. Yeah. That's going to be 50 years next year. In 2 years.
Did you ever make a comparison of Providence students and Woonsocket students?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And what was your assessment?
Well, because Providence is an inner city, so to speak, it's a major city, the inner city schools certainly were not as good as the schools in the suburbs. And relatively speaking, Woonsocket was a suburb at the time of Providence, kind of, a small city. Much prefer. I had a job offer to teach in Providence, and I took it. And the next day, I got a call from the former superintendent, Ed Condon.
Oh, good man!
And he called me by my last name, Berthiaume. Yes, sir. This is Ed Condon. How you doing? Do you have a job yet? I said, yeah, you do. Where? Oh, gee. Well, listen, I'm going to offer you one if you want. Want to change your mind? You can call him. And I did, and I'm so glad I did. I mean,
great move.
Yeah. Really?
Would have been at Central? Or?
It would have been probably a middle school, or at the time they used to call it a junior high. Yeah. And those were tough. Even then, they were tough. Because it was the 60s. And, talk about racial problems now.
Wow.
Yeah.
They were pretty bad then, too. So anyway, it all worked out for me, but I'll never forget that. And every time I'd see Ed Condon, I'd say, I want to thank you. And he'd say, who are you now? He was a good guy.
He was.
Oh, yeah.
So. We used to have to walk to school. He was living on Diamond Hill Road, up at Diamond Hill Road.
Yes,
he'd see me walking
the house
with my
way
friends.
up near.
He would stop the car and say, "Get in, I'll give you a ride."
Yeah, that's how he was. He was like that. He was rough. Hey, Paul Deli, get in. The airport was. We used to say he lived near the airport. Remember the old airport?
Right, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
We're really dating ourselves, aren't we, Charlie?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about you. You're young, but I've been around a little longer.
A little bit.
A
couple of years.
When I would occasionally have to walk home from school, after sports practice and things like that, if or school, some kind of whatever staying after, if I timed it right, and you get out there onto Mendon Road, because I went from Cumberland High, started hitchhiking, teachers would come by.
They'd pick you up.
And they'd pick you up.
Yep.
There's my biology teacher.
They can't do that anymore.
As a teacher, you cannot pick up hitchhikers?
You can't. You can't pick up students that because people are going to say, "Oh, I wonder what's going on there." And then you got liability issues too. Yeah, when I was teaching, I'll be honest, I used to pick up students sometimes, and I remember being admonished by the principal once. He says, you're doing a good thing, you're helping these kids out, but if anything happens, people talk, he's a friend, is he a friend of yours, is a student, and also, would your insurance company cover you if anything happened? Yeah, I said, well...
Where did all this sensitivity happen?
No, but that did happen.
Politically correct.
It's just like you can't hug kids anymore, you got to be so careful now. I mean, and that was even when I was teaching, and I retired in 2004, 16
now, what if
years
it was
ago.
What if it was a student you had the year before?
Yeah.
Would that be okay?
Yeah. If he was a student at the high school, it didn't matter.
Just no.
Yeah. If he was a former student above 18, there was no big issue.
I'm sure some teachers thought that even back then. Because I remember being passed by former teachers. I'm like, hey.
Yeah. What about me?
Can't you see a training? Kind of thing.
No, it's a tough issue. I mean, even, the elementary teachers, and I did not teach elementary, but a lot of my friends did, and they, bemoan the fact that they can't even hug the kids anymore. If you do that, you're going to be, look out. You can't touch anything. You can't touch anybody. Everybody has a cell phone now, so they take pictures of everything. And it's crazy. I'm so glad to be retired.
Yes.
A few years back, my son volunteered at a YMCA.
Yeah.
And in the handbook that everybody got, it told them how to hug the kids.
Give me a break.
There was a hugging section.
There's a way to hug a kid.
There's a way to hug a kid.
I'm guilty.
And you cannot come straight on and throw both arms around their back.
No.
You've got if they come at you, and little kids will do that, you've got to try to turn so your hip basically goes into their chest, and you can throw one arm around their shoulder, and that's it.
And it's so
that's
sad
a hug.
because a lot of these kids crave affection.
Yeah, they're looking for something else.
They don't have it at home.
Yeah.
I'm a hugger. I am a hugger.
See, well, you're gonna be sued, Charlie.
I have a friend of mine my wife and I visited a friend of ours from Florida who's at Dartmouth, and we went to visit him.
Yeah.
His name is Jack Spinelli. He was a law partner of F. Lee Bailey.
Wow.
And he
Big
pretends
time.
he's very Italian, so I say to him all the time. I saw him, I hadn't seen him in a couple of months. I said, and he goes like this, I go, I'm going to give you an Italian hug for crying out loud. What is this stuff you're backing away for crying out loud? I'm Italian. Come over here. I want to hug you. I'm happy to see you.
Yeah, and how does he react to that? He comes
Okay.
He's okay.
I have to explain to him,
Okay.
I grew up with all old Italian women. Every house was an Italian immigrant, and they were all huggy, kissy, and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not like that now.
So
Even my family, like Rocco. I got to tell you this true story about Rocco. They all hug me. All my grandnephews and all of that, Rocco and then Nicholas
Lisa.
and Dante and all that, and my nieces, they all hug me. The mayor.
Yeah.
And I went to a Baltimore game, and Rocco was playing for Tampa Bay.
Okay.
So I'm standing down by the dugout, and he's out in the field.
Yeah.
So when he comes in from the field, he sees me, he goes, hey, Unc, and he grabs me and he hugs me, which was normal.
Right there
between him and I.
at Camden Yards.
Yeah, in Camden Yards. So what happened was, when he got back to the dugout, from what I hear, they said, we knew you were gay. We saw you hugging this old man in the stands. We saw you hugging this old man in the stands.
They were teasing him, I'm sure.
All right, break time here on Coffee and time for the forecast being brought to you by CVS. Today, we got cloudy skies this morning. It gradually becomes sunny this afternoon and high near 76. Tonight, clear skies, low temperature, 41, guys.
Yeah, well,
it's going to get chilly tonight.
It was 44 Saturday morning when I went on the air here.
Tuesday, sunny, and I know, I had to put sweats on.
You know what, Rom? Your pool days are over. I'm ready to close my pool.
Sunny on Tuesday and a high near 67. Tuesday night, clear skies, low 47. Wednesday, sunny, high near 76. Thursday, partly sunny, high near 79. Currently outside the Navigate Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street. We still have clouds and 69 degrees. CVS pharmacists have a tool designed to look for ways that may help lower your prescription costs. Visit CVS today. Savings vary. See store for details.
Annette at Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center reminds you that during these difficult times of COVID-19, Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center is prepared to help you make all your arrangements online in the safety and comfort of your home. This way, Woonsocket residents stay as safe as possible. Call 401-751-5000, 401-751-5000, and they will walk you through this easy, simple process. 751-5000, or visit their website, providencecremation.com. Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
At Milford Federal Bank, we're not only bankers, we're neighbors, we're friends. We know your stories and you know ours. We participate in the same local traditions, support the same causes, care about the same issues, and take pride in doing our part to make the community the best it can be. Milford Federal Bank, proud to be your neighbor, your friend, and your bank since 1887. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
ON Radio, ON Worldwide.
Hi, this is Joe Callahan, the moderator of the longest-running panel discussion show on American radio, Coffee Ann. Join us every Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. for the Coffee Ann program on ON, AM, and FM.
ON Radio, ON Worldwide.
This segment of the Coffee and program is brought to you by the Call newspaper.
The Call, Woonsocket's daily hometown newspaper since 1892, is still essentially a paper for the people. Our photographs record happenings that make news, and some will have historical significance in years to come, while others are intended to entertain or inform you of current events. They illustrate life's drama, which runs the gamut of humor to tragedy and everywhere in between. We're more than a reporter of daily news. Many readers continue to look to our paper for entertainment and relaxation offered by cartoons, comics, and other lighter features offered daily. In addition, we provide you with dates, times, and places of social event happenings throughout the community. Local sports covered daily by award-winning sports staff writers. If you're not subscribing to your local daily newspaper, you should. Call us today at 767-8522. Home delivery is just a phone call away at 767-8522. We take great pride in our publication and our sincere wish to serve you, our readers, at the Call.
All right, it is Coffee In here on ON, AM and FM. This is Joe Callahan, along with Charlie Baldelli and Romeo Berthium. I don't think Charlie got yours yet, but Romeo, I got my mail-in ballot application.
I did. I got
it
mine.
Arrived over the weekend.
I got
Did you
mine.
get yours?
I got mine back in, believe it or not, I think it was July.
Yeah,
Late
I got
July.
it then, and then I got it again.
And I got something else, but it wasn't a ballot. I'm still waiting for my ballot. I went to town hall to vote for, in the primary, which I did. I mentioned that before. And I asked about that, and they says they haven't been sent out yet. The ballots for the November election.
Right.
Did you apply? I said, yes, I did. Well, don't worry about it. They're going to come out. But I'm worried that if I don't get it, and then I go to, let's say I don't get it at all, on Election Day, November 3rd, I'll go to town. I'll go and vote. And they'll say, "Oh no, you can't vote. You've already voted." I haven't. I haven't got. That's what I'm concerned about.
Well, over the weekend, I got my mail-in ballot application.
All right. Okay.
And it's not that it's old, but they got the primary date on it, and the general election date on it.
You got the same one I got.
And it just said if you want it, just check it off and mail it back in, and we'll.
You probably got it from your town, right? Am I right?
I didn't check because I thought it came from the state.
See, I got mine in July, late July, early August, I think, well over a month ago, 6 weeks, let's say. And I believe the town of Uxbridge sent out those applications early. Your town probably just sent them out recently.
Yeah. I didn't get one.
Well,
you're a Rhode Island guy.
Nellie Gorbea says every registered voter will be sent a mail-in ballot application.
Yeah.
Well, I'm waiting for mine.
But Charles,
it's still coming. You should get it this week.
There's a difference between a mail-in, early voting, and an absentee ballot, as well as a real ballot. In other words, there are 4 different ways to vote. You can vote in person.
I usually get an absentee ballot.
You vote before you leave, or you vote from Florida, and you mail it in, or whatever, how you do it. But I have a feeling because of all this, early voting especially, and I voted early 4 years ago, and I'll probably do it again if I can. I mean, I'll send in my ballot. I'm going to vote by mail. If I get the application, if I get the ballot, I got the application like Joe did. But the point is, I think they're going to have some issues on Election Day. They're not going to know who won. There's so many different.
It'll be like that Thursday or Friday.
The ballots will be coming in from all different angles, and by the time they count everything, if it's a close election, especially for the White House, we're not going to know for maybe more than a week or two. I think.
Now, 4 years ago, I did what Romeo did, and I voted early. Maybe 3 or 4 days early, went to town hall. You fill out the application, you put it in an envelope, and then you hope someone actually puts it in the machine for you.
Well, that's the thing. I saw them put it in a box.
Yes, I did too.
And I assume after I left, or
we'll
put
these in the machine for you. But this year,
you have a trust issue, huh?
Because of COVID-19, there's so much more of the mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to be voting early, so on actual election day, the line at the booth on November 3rd won't be that long. Won't be that bad. I'm just going to go then.
You're going to vote in person this year.
Vote in person. Yeah.
Well,
that's my plan, Charlie.
I may end up doing that myself.
I have no plan. I don't know what I'm doing.
I have no plan.
If I don't get my ballot.
I shall talk to the mayor about how can I vote for you and won't be here.
Now, where are you going to vote, Charlie?
Where am I going to vote?
You're going to vote. How many different polling stations are you going to vote at? I'm just kidding.
Well, the news story we have, Charlie, Secretary of State Nellie Gorbea says all active Rhode Island voters, that's you, right?
Right.
Will receive mail ballot applications for the November general election.
and I
Yeah.
thought they were going out this week.
Could be.
Doesn't say
You'll probably
when
get
they're
it
going
this
out.
week.
So
Well, I hope they come out
look for
pretty
it this,
soon. I don't know what to
look
do.
for
Well,
it this week,
yeah,
and then you got to fill it out and send it back too.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't sit on it.
Are they going to put a stamp on it, or do you have to put your own stamp?
I'm pretty sure it's you don't have to put a stamp on
We got to
it.
put our own stamp on it.
Costs you
Wow.
50, is it 51 cents now? Whatever it is.
Forever stamps. My wife buys the forever stamps.
Forever.
Whatever they are.
So,
That's all they are now, anyway. Yeah.
So we want to say, well, good luck to it's the first day of school
Today is, yes.
in Rhode Island,
And you know what?
and in a lot of Massachusetts locations as well.
I just wanted to comment about that. I noticed for the first time, I come in on Monday mornings from Uxbridge, the traffic was extremely heavy this morning coming
Really?
in. I didn't think I was going to make it on time. And I think it's because of that.
People going to school?
Yeah, but here in Woonsocket, I believe it's only the teachers going in for 2 weeks, or
No,
for
the
kindergarten
pre-K and
kids
kindergarten
and the special ed
and
kids.
special ed are going into the
Yeah.
buildings today.
But I
Can I
think
ask
all the
Romeo-
teachers are going in today too.
I want to ask Romeo a personal
Go
question.
right ahead. Go right ahead.
Anything for St. Jude this year?
No, I'm so glad you brought that up. We decided in the late spring, like maybe May, June, when I came back from Florida, that we would not. The committee voted. It wasn't my decision. It was a recommendation that 2 or 3 of our members made. And by the way, Sandrina is on our committee. She's a very important part of our committee, and she's the one that kind of said, it's going to be a tough year to approach merchants to ask them for gift cards. They've had a rough year. What do you think? I said, yeah, that's a very good point. So we polled the committee, and they unanimously agreed to put it off until 2021. And that's what we're
Okay.
going to do. We already even have a date. I think it's September 19th of next year.
What a
exactly a year
popular
from now.
event that is.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one next year for sure, and
Good.
we'll make up for it. But no, there's not going to be a St. Jude event this year at all, which is kind of sad.
Yeah, it is.
But we have to respect the economy,
Right.
and we know that we would probably raise a lot of money, but not what we would normally raise in a regular year. So the answer is no St. Jude breakfast this year, but like everything else, just about everything else, although there are some events that have not been canceled, and we'll talk about that later, I'm sure. We certainly feel bad about that, but it's I think the popular thing to do. Unfortunately, like Autumn Fest was canceled. The Heritage Festival, which would have been last
Yeah.
weekend, was canceled.
I wonder if they're going to nominate a grand marshal.
And I
this year.
believe they're thinking about canceling the Mardi Gras too in 2021
Well,
because
I'm
they have
not around in
to
it.
they have to plan that now.
Yeah.
And
Is there going to be a grand marshal this year? There's no parade.
I don't think so. 2020 will go down in history as a footnote. The year that nothing
happened.
No, I believe that.
Okay.
But that's
I
up to
had to ask that
that's up
question.
to the Autumn Fest committee. I can't answer that. You're on the committee, Joe. Do you have any idea?
Are you going to have a grand marshal this year?
We actually voted for one,
You
Okay.
did.
and I can't tell you who it is,
No.
and we're just going to
Yeah.
hold it over.
Until next year.
Till next year.
It'll be the
I can't
2021.
believe that our mayor has not been considered. for
Well,
grand
this
marshal.
this year would have been controversial, but the name because it's an election year. They say,
Yeah, they try to keep the
they try to keep the politicians out. Unfortunately,
especially on an election year.
oh yeah.
So we're just holding it over till
Okay.
next year.
You could nominate me again, Joe.
I could. That would be great.
Have you been? You've been the Grand Marshal,
been the
right?
Grand-
Yeah, 2001.
Yeah,
It was a great,
Wow.
great time.
yeah.
2001.
So quite an honor.
So we had this story last week, and when I brought it up, Dave said it's much to do about nothing, and I said no, I think it is something to do about something, and then it kind of laid low, and then Donald Trump Jr. has brought it back to the forefront.
Ah,
All right,
good old Donnie.
Yeah, that's right, and it's about the mural at URI
Okay.
that was painted 70 years ago
Yeah.
by a
Beautifully done.
by a war veteran who came
Right,
back and
right.
painted about life on URI at 70 years ago, and
Wow.
and now people are upset.
Why?
Why?
There's no diversity.
Oh, come on.
I'm telling you, that's why we don't like it.
You judge history in the time in which
So
it
they want it.
happened.
They want it taken
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
And so
yeah.
the college says, okay,
You got to be kidding.
they were gonna. And I'm like, no, you can't. Like Romeo
Yeah.
said, you can't just rewrite history.
No.
And I at the time I asked Dave, and let me ask Romeo, the percentage of white soldiers versus African American soldiers in World War II. Now there were African American soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, it was segregated, and they had their own fighting units.
Yeah.
Would it be 75 to 25? Caucasians to blacks?
I would say
Would
so.
it be higher?
Probably higher.
Probably lower.
Yeah.
But
Lower?
okay. I don't know.
Well,
I'd have to research that. But that's a good question.
The majority, it was done by a white artist who was in a
Did you see how
all-white,
good it looked? It depicted
yes, it's
soldiers
nice.
coming back under
Yeah.
the GI Bill of Rights going
Yeah.
to the university.
That must have been a great time, huh?
Yeah.
When
So
the
they
war
were,
ended, people coming home and
They wanted to bring take the mural down,
Yeah.
give some paint to some new artists, and said, okay, paint a new one. I'm
know
like, well,
what?
why are we bringing that one down? Why don't they just
Don't
paint a
bring
new
it
one
down, yeah.
over there?
Yeah, right. You
know
Find
what?
another wall.
That's what I was going to
There
say.
has to be one open somewhere.
Yeah.
I found
and go
out
paint it.
in my years that college presidents are a bunch of wusses, sissies. If you're a sissy, you become a president of a college.
That's
They have
controversial.
no colognes,
That-
none.
Whoa.
None.
That's a generalization,
Yeah,
Charles.
it is, and
Yeah.
it's an accurate one too.
Okay.
Well, they do. If enough students,
Oh my God!
if enough students complain about something,
let's give in.
Well,
we
the
have
board,
to
the,
give
board,
in.
the board of trustees that hires these guys maybe put them under pressure. You know, they have these $200,000 or $300,000 or $400,000 a year
They don't have any
contracts,
guts.
and they
So-
don't want to lose their jobs.
Donald Trump Jr. He tweeted out because he heard about the story, and he quoted out, "Truly sick. Don't let the left destroy America. God knows they're trying hard to do just that." URI says it's working to preserve the murals now.
Good.
So
Well, I'm glad to
we'll
hear
see.
that.
And you're right. You know, as soon as the students complain enough, Charlie, then usually the top people at the college
They give in.
bow to them.
Yeah, they cave
But
in.
I have seen it. I thought it was somewhere in Ohio. The student. This is like a year or so ago. I forgot what they were complaining about. They were planning a sit-in, and they did. They sat in like the president's office or something like that, and they let them do what they wanted to do for, I don't know, 12 hours or so, and then the president finally had enough, and he brought in like the National Guard,
Yeah.
and said, okay, if you force us to force you out, then we're going to find out who you are, and you're all going to be expelled. They all stood up and left.
I was going to say that, Joe. I would walk to each one. You're expelled.
That's
You're
right.
expelled.
And we're keeping your money, Northeastern
We're
University.
giving it, yeah, well, they're suing now. Parents are suing.
See how quick that came?
It didn't
Two
take
of them.
long.
Didn't
Yeah.
take long at all. We're suing. We want our money back.
And you know what?
They're going to lose. They're going to lose.
I predict they're going to win. How's
No,
that?
they're going to
Oh,
lose.
we have a little contest here.
Well, yeah.
Well, you can sue for any reason.
Because-
I learned that in my
well,
one
they're gonna
law
win in the
class in
sense that-
college.
Yeah. Of
You can
course you
sue for
can.
any reason.
But
As long you just got to find the right lawyer that's going to file the right paperwork.
I don't think they're
But
going
if
to.
but if you sign something,
Yeah,
Romeo,
yeah,
that said
yeah.
you will abide by
Yeah.
the rules of the college,
Yeah.
and if you go against the rules of the college, we have the right to throw you out and keep your
Yeah.
money.
Well, I think they're going to win in this sense. They're not going to win in court because they're going to settle this out of court because Northeastern's just going to give in. They're going to say, all right.
I don't think so.
You don't think
no,
so?
I think they're
All
really
right.
going to fight it.
We'll see.
We will. We will. They'll, I don't know when this will go to court, but
It'll take
Northeastern's
years.
got some decent lawyers, I'm
Yeah.
sure, on their payroll, and they'll say, no, go
Well,
fight this.
I hope they stick to their guns.
I hope
but
so, too.
I don't think they will. That's
Why
all.
did they
Okay.
cave in so easily? My God, I
Colleges.
can't believe it.
We don't want to get a black mark.
That was a bad choice
and then-
of
You
words.
wanna
Bad
use that
choice of
term?
words.
You
Sorry,
want to use
Joe.
that term, Joe?
Be careful.
Yeah.
Be careful,
and we,
Joe.
and we want people to,
Yeah.
or young students coming
Yeah.
up, we want them to choose our school. Comes down to money, Romeo.
Dirty button. As my brother would say, it's not the money, it's the money.
And so, but when I talk about having the bad mark, is that
Yeah.
better or bad
Yeah.
mark?
That's good.
At
Yeah.
the end of every college course,
Yeah.
you rate the course.
Yeah. Yeah.
And students try to use that as a way to get a better grade with the teacher. And it's say, if you don't give me a B or an A,
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a bad review.
Yeah.
Now I'll give you a bad review online.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
people won't take your course.
Right.
And it never works, by the way.
I think they should. I think they should stop that evaluating the professors
Yeah,
for
I
that
don't know
reason.
why- I don't know why.
You don't like it too bad. That's life.
I ended up saying the same things
Yeah.
all the time. How was
Yeah.
the class? It was fine. How was the teacher? They were fine.
Yeah.
Everything was good. I got through. It was challenging or whatever. I got my B plus, and I'm happy.
I think most.
I got my D plus.
B plus.
Oh, B plus. I thought you said D plus.
Come on,
B,
Charlie. I'm
B,
a much
B.
better student.
B is in Baldelli.
That's right.
But yeah, all right. There you go.
Okay.
And it got to be how funny you could make the thing. Because they said, after you checked off the boxes, anything else you'd like to say? Yeah, I think the Red Sox are going to win the World Series. I got nothing else to say about
Yeah.
this. You try to be
Right.
funny.
Right.
So,
Well, I think it's not only the colleges, but a lot of times when you do something like, let's say, take a trip with a travel agency or something, then they ask you to rate them.
Right.
most people will say good things. They, you know, 90% of the people are going to say good. There's always that small percentage.
You always have that small percentage that never be, no matter what you do,
never happy.
You never make them happy.
Yep,
well, there are. I'm going to use this as an example. There's an online service called Yelp.
Yeah,
YLLP.
Yeah.
People go in there and rate businesses and things like that.
Yeah.
But there are people at companies that have people online and on the payroll. That's what their job is, Charlie.
Yeah.
To go watch Yelp to see if there's any bad reviews about them, and then to counter it.
Yeah.
Either reach out to the person to find out why,
Right.
or put in, no, the facts are wrong. This is what really goes on, and we're really a wonderful, a wonderful company.
Yeah.
I want to ask Romeo an historical question
Here we
because
go.
he is our historian,
There we
our
go.
guru historian.
He's the
Now,
sports guru.
you know, and I used to ask Romeo, would this be an harbinger of things to come?
Okay.
Trump has a rally, thousands and thousands of people
In
go.
Vegas yesterday.
And
Henderson, actually.
Could Biden attract that many people at a rally? Or is that a sign of things to come?
Well,
is middle class America saying we're with Trump, and we go to the rally, and with thousands and thousands of people, Biden could not attract that many people, would you say?
Probably. The only thing is, I don't think Biden would in this time. He would not do a rally like this because of COVID-19. Let's say we didn't have COVID-19. I think he probably could, but I see more and more, Trump signs, and I bump into more and more people that are Trump supporters. I don't see a lot
I'm going to make a plea over here. Somebody has a Trump sign. Please drop it off at my house. I want to put it up
You
next
want
to
one?
my.
Yeah.
I want a Trump sign.
Okay.
Last election, they stole 4 Trump signs off my lawn. 4.
Oh.
4.
Trying to break that record now?
So there were, but yet I think, if I'm not mistaken, Woonsocket went for Trump last time,
I don't
4 years
remember.
ago.
I don't
Sure,
remember.
it was
You know
close. They went for Trump.
Someone said, isn't that contradictory? You got at least a Democrat sign next to a Trump sign?
I don't know.
But if you have a Trump sign, drop it off at 36 Dewey Street. I appreciate it.
Oh wow!
Your
might get it stolen.
The mayor's signs does not say Democrat on it.
No,
they can't.
Well, it's a bipartisan. Nonpartisan election.
I know, but they could still put it on there, couldn't they?
They sometimes, in the ads, sometimes they'll put vote Democratic, even though they're not, identified as Democrats or Republicans. But it's nonpartisan. That was part of the new city charter back in the 50s.
1952, Kevin
There you
Coleman's
go,
new charter. Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break here in the Coffee Ann program. This portion of Coffee Ann has been sponsored by the Call newspaper.
The Call is proud to announce a new and improved daily classified advertising program for our newspaper readers, subscribers, and advertisers. Blackstone Valley Values is a more affordable local buying and selling marketplace every day of the week. Lost and found, apartment rentals, items for sale, homes for sale or rent, and even job listings will now be even more within your reach. As always, if you have something you want to sell, call us today with your ad, and it'll appear in the next day's call. Be sure to contact us, though, before the 3 p.m. deadline. Furthermore, if you're a subscriber to the Call, you'll benefit from value member discounts and possibly some free advertisements with this new program offer. The Call continues to be dedicated to you, as we have been for over 120 years. Call us today and learn more about our new classified program at 767-8503. To subscribe to the Call and become a valued member, call today, 767-8522.
I'm here with Kara Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency.
Kara, what's most important to you as a business owner?
The most important thing to me as a business owner is to be there for my customers in the moment of truth. It's not just writing the policy and you're done. It's about being there for my customers when there's an accident, a fire, or even a death. Helping them get through tough moments in life. That's my job as an agent.
You're in good hands with Allstate and Kara and Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency, 125 Eddie Dowling Highway, across from Dowling Village in North Smithfield, 765-5000.
Our business is truly a referral business, and we have built it based on our premier service level and commitment to what we do. If you are looking for personalized service with people who care, that would be us.
Just a reminder from your friends at ON Radio. ON Cares.
All right, Coffee in on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us this morning on Monday morning, September 14th. Joe Callahan here with Romeo Berthium and Charlie Baldelli. All right, have you heard about the, this is nationwide, have you heard about the trouble that Netflix is in?
No. I subscribe to Netflix. Yes, I do.
Do you subscribe to Netflix?
I don't have Netflix.
Okay. There's a movie on Netflix that's causing quite the controversy.
Okay.
And I'll mention the movie, and I don't say, no, I have not seen it, and I'm not saying that you should go watch it as well, but it would be certainly up to you. The movie is called Cuties.
Oh.
No, it's called Cuties.
Cuties?
Yep.
Like
And
C-U-T-I-E-S?
Spell it again?
C-U-T-I-E-S?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what it's called.
All right.
And it's about a group of 11-year-old girls. And this 11-year-old girl joins this. She comes in from the outside. I think it might even be. It takes place in France, I think, but I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not positive about
Europe
that.
somewhere?
She comes in from another culture and sees this group of four that of girls of her own age, and they dance, and she decides she gets accepted by them and joins the group. The problem is that according to people that have seen it, it's overly sexualized and eroticized by these 11-year-old girls who go to these competitions and do a bunch of twerking, if you know what twerking is.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Okay. And so there's a whole movement right now out on social media it's just called hashtag cancel Netflix. And then I just saw this morning that Ted Cruz wants the Department of Justice to investigate, because there's a few senators, probably some congressmen too, that are calling it child pornography.
Oh, really?
Now, I can't talk to that because I haven't seen it.
Well,
and I worry about First Amendment issues.
I also, I'm going to, another cliche, a lot of cliches this morning. I don't think you can legislate morality, number one. And number two, people have a choice. They don't want to watch it, they don't have to watch it.
That's what I thought of at the beginning.
Simple.
I didn't plan on watching this ever anyway, and I do have Netflix.
Right. Yeah.
And then I thought, well, I should watch it, and I'm like, I really don't care.
What this will do is it will generate a lot of curiosity.
No, it will.
People are going to want to
will
see.
watch
Hey,
it.
I wonder what the controversy is all about.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you watch? You can give us an
And give me
assessment.
a review.
Give us your
That's it.
view next
Your
week.
assignment for next week.
I
Your
don't want-
assignment.
I'll watch
He's
it.
being a teacher again.
You watch
Your
it.
assignment.
I'll watch it.
You watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
I don't.
I think we all
care
have a
to.
right to make choices, and I think, I agree with you. First Amendment.
And when that's right. And when they equate it to,
There's a libertarian in you again.
there we go.
Yeah.
But when they equate it to child pornography, I don't think they've seen what real child pornography is. Not that I want to see that either.
Right.
I go, all right, girls dancing and at that young age.
11 years old.
That's what they're
Yeah.
complaining
Yeah,
about. Is that they're 11.
preteens, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I said, well, could make you uncomfortable to watch
Yeah.
that, but it's certainly not pornography.
I have a feeling that a lot of the critics of that movie haven't even seen it.
That's the first question that comes to my mind, Romeo.
Yep.
And I thought about that when Ted Cruz came out. Oh, we got to have the Department of Justice investigate this. I'm like, have you watched it? Is it as bad as
Right.
people are saying it is?
Yeah. Well,
in
yeah.
your mind, why don't you make up your own mind? And maybe he has seen it. I don't know.
no.
But in the article I read, I was waiting for him to
Yeah.
say, I watched it, and it was awful, and it was terrible, and it should be banned, and all that stuff. But nowhere in it did it say from these senators that said, "Oh yeah, I saw it too." They're just going by what they hear.
I'm against censorship. I'm with Joe on this. Libertarian.
Libertarian, there we are.
I am. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, according to what I've read, this movie has won some awards at some film festivals.
Oh sure.
Will you describe
So-
libertarian to the general public?
Something about people who favor the Bill of Rights.
You have your own rights.
Yeah, and I think they don't want to interfere with the right of someone else to do something if that's what they want to do. I think, in general.
You're the only person I've ever heard say I'm a libertarian.
No, Joe said it earlier.
I said it earlier.
Yeah?
I'm the second.
Charlie, if you want to go
Yeah.
nude skydiving,
Yeah.
go ahead. There
Wow.
shouldn't be a law against that.
No.
There's a libertarian for you.
Yeah?
You should be able to do that.
Yeah.
Knock yourself out.
Really?
Now, do I want to do it? No.
To what extreme?
I'm afraid of heights.
To what extreme do you go?
Depends what
I
you
don't
look-
know. I don't know where you draw the line.
It depends what you look like, too, I suppose. But I would say, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I wouldn't do it either, but I don't think we have a right to stop somebody else from doing it.
It's like New Hampshire's license plate. Live free or die.
I think he said it best. Romeo said it best. You can't
I said
legislate morality.
Well, you can.
Romeo
That's
said
an
that.
old cliche.
You said that.
Yeah, well, of course. You can't. Like legalized prostitution. That's very libertarian. I don't know how I feel about that because it's going to happen anyway. So you may as well. They did it with marijuana, and then there's money involved now. The government's making a lot of money on marijuana taxes, and that's the only reason they did that.
How much money is the state of Nevada making off legalized prostitution?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either. But it seems to be doing. You never hear of any real issues of what's going on out there.
It's going to happen anyway, so you may as well get money out of it, so to speak. I'm talking about government.
But then you can say that about anything,
I
Romeo.
know.
And then
there
we're
are
back to
certain-
Charlie. Where do you draw the line?
Especially like abortion, for example. That's one of your, you know.
That's my issue.
And there's a big issue there. I mean,
Absolutely.
you know,
We just got,
people would say, well, the reason we legalized abortion is that it was happening anyway, so you may as well make it legal so it'll be safe for people. And, you know, it's kind of hard to...
Kind of.
And if you're a pro-life person, that's not a good, you know, example. I mean, no,
That's
don't
my
get me wrong.
litmus for a politician.
that's
You're
true.
pro-life, I'm both for you.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't vote.
And I
We
think-
have the first president who's
yeah.
declared that he is pro-life.
Yeah.
It's the first one.
Yeah.
Who? Trump?
Yeah.
Reagan didn't?
No.
I don't know if he did.
Okay.
They danced around the issue,
He
but
did?
never said it.
Okay.
He's the only one that says
You're the
I
expert
am
when it comes to
pro-life.
that. I believe that,
Okay.
Johnny.
Trump said that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when we get back to Florida, my wife and I, one of the first things we're doing is we signed up to petition the Planned Parenthood.
Oh, you know, see all your friends?
Are you going to demonstrate?
Yeah, I do.
Are you going to go in front of the...
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna burn the place down?
No.
'Cause that's what you do.
If I could, I would.
If you
If I could, I
protest, if
would.
you protest
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
Charlie, that's
yeah.
what you do.
We walk around the block around
Yeah.
Planned Parenthood, and
Yeah.
I'm there at closing time, which is 4 o'clock.
Ah.
And as the
Oh, you get to
staff
see 'em when
comes
they
out,
leave.
as the staff comes out,
And they love to see you.
You
I
harass
stand there
them.
with my rosary.
All right.
You can't believe I'm only one-fingered salute, I guess.
You know, that's your right.
It is.
Absolutely.
I respect that.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
All right, we've come to the end of the program, the end of Coffee and for another day. I think we figured out all the answers
Can I
to
say
the
one
world's
thing?
questions. I think we did.
I
Go ahead,
forgot.
Charlie.
If you want to see me, I'll be at headquarters at Chippen's Corner.
Okay.
At Lisa Baldelli's headquarters. I'll
Okay.
be there 10 to 12 tomorrow. If you want to stop by, say hi.
Didn't you get a fan letter? For
Yes,
being
I
on
did.
Coffee and...
From
Oh, yeah.
Pauline
Did you want to
Goldman,
mention that?
Yeah, I want to.
Romeo, we didn't get it.
I didn't get one either.
Oh,
Not
my goodness.
Fan letter from Pauline Golden. A
Yeah.
nice letter. I was very impressed.
Pauline's a nice person.
She is, and you
Yeah.
told me who
It's
she
a good,
is.
It's a good friend of mine. I think she's Willie's. I know she's Willie's wife.
Yeah, Senator Will Golden.
The late
That's his
Will
wife. I
Golden.
didn't know
Good,
that. Was
good friend of mine. She
Because they
lives
lived in Woonsocket. Now she's living in
Burrville, near Spring
yeah,
Lake.
So I didn't make that connection.
Congratulations, Charlie. on
I got my
on your
first fan letter.
And what did she say? I know we're out of time.
And she said she mentioned you.
See, I love
In
Pauline.
the letter, she mentioned Romeo Berthio.
Yeah,
She didn't mention you, Joe.
That's fine. So you never got a fan letter?